So in the previous video, I was investigating the 4Runner cooling system. We were bleeding the coolant. And today, I'm going to change the oil really quickly, just to make sure there's no water or bad stuff in the oil. Unfortunately, it's a pain in the neck because of the V8 swap. So, let me show you what I mean. The drain bolt is up there, right on top of this cross member. So to get to it, to make the oil flow nicely, I have this tray that I have cut to size, and it should fit right in here and then deposit all the oil out this way. Now, I'm hoping that it works and doesn't backflow the oil in the other direction, because that would be quite the bummer. But that's all right. And then, yeah, I'll give it a go. That's interesting. That's all covered in oil. That's fine. The filter is also in an unfortunate spot. Right above the cross member, right up there. So usually I put something to catch all the oil, but I usually miss anyway. So I tried to buy a Jeep XJ this morning, and that didn't work out so well. Unfortunately, it was an $800 Jeep, and it wasn't even worth $800. So instead, I am back at the shop working on the 4Runner, trying to redo the cooling system. So we have the rad, the thermostat, the housing, the fan, pipe, air filter, the wagon, but the wagon's not part of the cooling system. And while I'm here, I'm also going to adjust the bumper so that it actually sits flush with the rest of the body, which means re-drilling some of the mounts so that the bumper sits an inch higher. So basically for these are the mounts, RIP headphone users. So this is how it sits now. So I'm going to need to drill a hole here. Yeah, so it sits higher, so I need to drill a hole here and then press out this stud and then use this bolt hole. Here is the 4Runner without a front fascia on it, sadly. And while I'm doing this, Alex is beginning work on his 4Runner as well, which is pretty neat. So we've got two 4Runners in the shop, sadly. Here's Alex.
This is a good angle, right?
Oh, this is a great angle.
You like that double chin?
Oh, it's beautiful. So Alex is draining coolant and oil, and then he's going to start taking off some of the engine accoutrement so that we will be able to pull it more easily. Hello!
So, currently, Adam and I are driving to southern Columbus to hopefully buy an E34 BMW for me. I've been talking to the guy for like a week, and he kept giving me the runaround. So we were supposed to meet him at 10 o'clock today, and then he said, okay, well, would 12 o'clock be okay? I was like, okay, sure, fine. And then he said that noon wouldn't work anymore, so I just kind of gave up on him.
So Thomas bought a beautiful E34, excuse me, and it is absolutely gorgeous. Look at this beautiful, beautiful car. How do you feel?
Oh, it's amazing.
Hello, everybody. So I will give you a quick 4Runner update. Obviously, there are many cutscenes from the past, so I'll go through a couple of things first. Ben and Connor went wheeling this weekend, and this is the Jeep. It looks great, muddy as always. This is the beautiful E34 that Thomas purchased yesterday, actually. It is a 1991 525i manual, and it is absolutely gorgeous. So you'll be sure to see a lot more stuff about this coming up. Thomas has a lot of work planned for this thing, really just to spruce it up, get it back into shape, and then he will be enjoying this as a great vehicle. As we go inside, of course, there is a ton that has been going on in here. So currently the 4Runner is inside the shop, and I think I finally figured out the cooling problems. We went through so many iterations and it was terrible, but as it turns out, the thermostat was bad. I have that somewhere over here. I'll show you that in a second. But so I replaced the thermostat and it started to cool and it got really good and everything was great. And then the rad started leaking. As you can see, this is all a wet mark. It sprung a leak over there and over here as well. So that's all unfortunate. I have a new rad coming in soon, but I think what I'm going to do for now actually is start cutting out some of this metal on the sides, on both sides, so that the rad will be able to fit in tighter and a little bit more smoothly. So hopefully I can get that at least kind of marked up. I'm a little concerned with this area since this does some bracing, but actually maybe I'll just cut that whole bit out. We'll see. I need to put the rad back in and deal with that. This fan connector failed on me, so that's why I was getting some intermittent fan performance. So that's okay. I have a new connector, waterproof connector. That one is as well, but this new one will be even better. So I've located the thermostat, and this is what it looks like. You can see the gasket has started to fail in these edges, which is deeply unfortunate. And then on the other side, this gasket has started to fall off the thermostat, like over, this is great with one hand, I'm sure. Yeah, like over here. So that was impeding some flow. So I put the new thermostat in, bled the cooling system, and it held temp fine, which is good. And then the rad started to break, but you know, whatever, I'll replace that and then should be good. Meanwhile, over here on this end of the shop, Alex is getting ready to pull his motor.
Ready? I mean, I'm still like 20 steps away.
Not really, you're pretty close. So this is the mighty 3400 3-cam 24 valve Toyota 5VZ FE. It is the slowest, most industrial engine ever, and it's terrible. But Alex has the fuel lines off, and he has the various accessory accoutrements off. And pretty soon this engine will be yanked, and we're going to hopefully go up on Thursday.
I think we can try Thursday.
Okay, to go get a new engine for Alex.
Good times. I'm scared.
I got the new radiator in today. It's the same radiator. It's off of a Jeep ZJ. So that's a Grand Cherokee from like 97, 98. And that will go in today. And also, I was able to adjust the bumper gap. I re-drilled the holes about an inch higher, painted them and everything. So now there's significantly less gap in here, and it looks a lot better. But at this point, we're going to reinstall the rad and hope that everything works out, because tomorrow, Alex and I are taking the 4Runner to use the trailer to go get a new engine for his 4Runner down there. There's a place in Cincinnati, it's called JDM of Ohio, and we are going to go pick up a new engine for him, and then on the way home, we may or may not look at a vehicle to purchase. So naturally, it wouldn't be work on the 4Runner unless whatever part that I get gets so customized that it will never be able to be returned or used on anything else. So this is the Jeep ZJ radiator. It is decently sized, and it's a pretty good radiator, but it comes out of the 4-liter ZJ, the 5.2 and 5.7, I believe. I think those are all the engine options. But on here, there is a transmission cooler. So basically there is a coil of tubing that takes transfer or transmission fluid in here or here and passes it through. So it mixes, it doesn't mix, but it passes through the engine coolant, so it maintains a certain temperature. It's not necessarily a cooler. It's like a warmer, but also a temperature maintainer. So nuances of that, whatever. But also there are these little tabs at the bottom, and these tabs are very annoying for the 4Runner because, as you've seen, there is no space for them to go, and also they're really sharp. So I will cut those off like I have on the other rad as well. As a matter of fact, I did a terrible job on that one, and it is really sharp and it hurts, but this time I plan to actually do a decent job on that. So now to remove these clipped-on things right down here, in the past I've just bent them, but as you see they're riveted on in two places. I'm just gonna grind the head of the rivet so that they fall right off, and that should be perfect. Unfortunately, some of my wires pulled out of the fan the other day, so I'm actually going to just cut the connector off both ends and then hardwire it on, so with butt connectors, and then later on I'll come back and put a proper connector on there. As a matter of fact, I have a connector that has 4 pins, so I should be able to run multiple fans if I want to at this point. So that's good, but for now it's just a temporary fix. So time to put water in the rad, make sure it doesn't leak, and then work on that connector. So the coolant on the 4Runner has been bled. I ran the engine for, you know, up until a good amount of time for the temperature to get high enough. And I got most or all of the bubbles that I can out. So soon I'm going to open up the cap and make sure that the air is out, but it seems to be holding temp very well, so I'm very happy with that. I'm going to go put some fluid into the diff and the trans and take it on a test drive.
If you rush, you can see Alex changing in the background.
Look.
Oh man.
Cyrus is here to heckle and otherwise
I'm
help.
a project leader.
Cyrus is here to heckle and otherwise help Alex with the engine pull, and Thomas is cleaning the E34.
E34? Is that what we're calling it now? Oh, you did me dirty.
If this is an E34, what is yours?
Oh, good point.
Also an E34.
E34 squared.
So, Thomas, what's next?
That's a great question.
Oh, did you put the plate on it?
Yes, I did.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Are you going to drive it around?
Yes.
Excellent.
Oh, I need to make sure that all of the lights work.
Mm.
And then if they don't, probably get bulbs for those.
I have some, if you want.
Okay, great. And then if we have time tonight, maybe switch the wheels. Wheels. Yeah. That's
Very
That's
cool.
it for me.
Are you
I
gonna
love
buy
it.
new or some all season sports now?
Probably.
First ride in Thomas's E34.
Oh yeah.
It is so much cleaner. Holy cow, it's almost like you cleaned it.
Yeah, I did. Oh, that windshield is awful.
Are you going to fix the crackness?
Well, so fun fact, hang on. I put insurance on it, and I asked them to quote it with and without comprehensive.
Yes.
$9 difference, so I got the comprehensive. So they'll replace this now.
Yeah. Worried about that, Kyle?
A little bit.
This thing is awesome. I love it. It's beautiful and red and
We're going
awesome.
We're going 50 miles an hour in fifth gear. We're in gear.
So today we got Alex's engine and we took the red trailer, and actually the 4Runner did great. So what's cool about that is we towed the trailer with the 4Runner and it was able to maintain proper temperature for the entire time we were on the road, which I am actually very pleased about. I was not fully well expecting that, but it did, and the thermostat's good and it maintained temperature and it cooled. I do need a bigger transmission cooler, but I'll work on that later. Anyway. So we're here at JDM of Ohio and Alex has just bought a motor. Well, it's really an engine, but it's a motor.
2 stacks for the engine mounts.
Yeah, you're not doing it right.
Yeah.
No, I said get them ready, but don't put them in place. Just be ready to put them in. So Alex got a brand new to him used 5VZFA. This is cool. Look at all these things hanging, seemingly by zip ties. Hey, look, there's an Audi front end. Accord, Civic.
You start off with 15 or?
Very cool.
I'm on my 2 now.
You hear a big boom.
Yeah, if you hear a big bunk, then take a different one.
Yeah, at that point, do we have to play the restocking fee?
I don't know if you play it, but you might have to pay
I
it.
think once it passes this yellow line, its power's out.
What I've deducted from the full experience is I really want E46.
You and your freaking E46.
It's an X-Box.
Yeah, I told you it was closer to the other end of the spectrum.
Douche nation.
Hey,
I'm a member of douche nation.
I wonder if the timing belt was done. The water pump is clean.
Really?
Water pump's
I would
really
still
clean.
do it,
Oh, absolutely.
but it seems like it's kind of
Right into the trailer. Yeah.
get the wood ready.
Hey, sorry, can you?
Here.
Anywhere specific you want to go? Yeah, I guess that's fine. I'm moving forward. Yeah, that should be okay. Hold on 1 second. Alex, you want to stand? So, can you come a little bit further in? Alex, can you come a little bit further in? Alex, can you come a little bit further in? Alex, can you come a little bit further in? Alex, can you come a little bit further in? Alex, can you come a little bit further in? Alex, can you come a little bit further in? Alex, can you come a little bit further in? Alex, can you come a little bit further in? Alex, can you come a little bit further in? Alex, can you come a little bit further in? Alex, can you come a little bit further in? Alex, can you come a little bit further in? Alex, can you come a little bit further in? Alex, can you come a little bit further in? Alex, can you come a little bit further in? Alex, can you come a little bit further in? Alex, can you come a little bit further in? Alex, can you come a little bit further in? Alex, can you come a little bit further in? Alex, can you about Alex's 4Runner, we are at this point. We have the engine harness mostly pulled off. We just have to verify that this line, which goes down to the transmission, is fully disconnected. Then we'll fold the entire harness over to the side of the vehicle. The bell housing bolts are out, the drive plate bolts are out, all of the front of the engine is out, and Alex is over here.
Hello, viewers. What do you want me to say?
That's fine. So we are getting ready to pull Alex's engine soon. And the scary thing, as I say as I fall, look at this failure mode for this camshaft. It just absolutely got destroyed. The cam had to have seized inside the head and it just snapped, which is absolutely terrifying, but it's all right. Engine anew, and the engine is over there, and that's the engine anew with somewhere between 45 and 60,000 miles. Alex, are you excited?
I'm excited whenever I'm wheeling with you. That's whenever I know it's been worth it. But yes, I'm excited. Learning a lot thanks to this man right here. So everyone.
There's a bug on me. What do you want to do? AC condenser.
Oh damn.
That's okay. We'll make it work. So that was a big yeet.
That was a big yeet.
It wasn't going anywhere.